Doing my laundry basically means crawling into the washer. Good morning, Olives. This week's video, I'm going to be talking about the pros and cons of being short. Okay. I literally Googled some pros and cons of being short. I had written down some cons, but I couldn't come up with any pros to being short. So I Googled it so I could have something to say in this video. So I hope you enjoy. Let's get started. If you can't tell, I am not tall. I'm short. I'm like extremely short. I didn't have much luck. If you look at my parents, like, they're not tall. I just recently hit 5 foot, so lit. And that's all I am, is 5 foot. And yeah, that's great. So that's why I'm doing this video. Oh, hold on. People text me when I'm trying to film the video. Hello, pros. The top one, obviously, is that you can fit into small spaces. So, like, you're small. You might be with a group of friends and like, oh man, I threw my phone back there between those two trees, but I can't fit back there. But you know who can? And everyone looks at the short girl in the group. And the short girl in the group is just, I mean, I could. Number 2, short people. God only lets things grow until they're perfect. Some of us didn't take as long as others. Whoa!
Whoa!
I really like that. God only lets us grow until we're perfect. Some of us didn't take as long as others. That is a perfect way to put it. So God's like, a little bit more stuff. She's just right. I'm perfect. It took me not as long to be perfect, or to get perfect. Alright, we're done with the English for today. This video's over. Like and subscribe. Just kidding, I never quit. Number 3, I can duck and weave in large crowds, particularly in Disneyland, quickly and easily. I didn't think of that one, but that's actually a really good point. I mean, it goes with the fitting through small spaces, but it's like a more specific way to put it. You're in a big crowd, okay? Disneyland, for example, or any kind of amusement park, and there's these huge crowds, and you can't get through, and all your tall friends are like, excuse me, I just gotta get through. Trying to stick with my short friend up here, and you're the short person. You're the short person going, yep, I got this. I know where I'm going. I can fit. Number 4, tall men come down to my height when I hit them in the body. Quoted by Jack Dempsey. I don't know who that is. If you want to look it up, you can. I'm not really sure what that means, but good for you. I don't know. I don't ever have to think about dating someone who is shorter than me because everyone is taller than me unless they are legally a midget. I mean, yeah, that's kind of true. I'm not sure I would necessarily worry about dating someone who's shorter than me. I mean, alright, in my case, I'm a girl, and guys like to be manly, so they like to be bigger in general, taller, a couple months older, or maybe a year older. Yeah, I don't have to worry about them ever being shorter than me, really, because it's hard to do that. We short people have a great perspective on life. We are always looking up. I like these quotes because they're actually funny. Yeah, we're always looking up because everything is above us, and everything is above me. Next, when I trip or fall, the ground is closer to me. So like, you don't have as far to go. If you trip, it's not going to hurt as bad because you don't have as far to go. It's a known fact that the bigger they are, the harder they fall. But if you're really short, you ain't gonna fall that hard. Logic. Women short in height tend to be more ambitious, independent, feisty, and achieve more financially. See if these, like, are true about me. Ambitious. Sometimes. Depends on my mood. I don't know. Independent. No, not really at all. Feisty. Heck yeah. Achieve more financially. No. I walk at a quicker pace, so my calves are pretty buff. Okay, this is funny because I was just talking about this to like maybe my mom the other day, that like my calves are like really thick. So like I could get a pair of jeans, right? And they fit the top of my legs. What is that called? Your thighs. They fit my thighs, but like they're baggy in my calves. And that might be why. Cause like all the tall kids walk through the hallways like this and make it to class. If I want to make it to class, I'm speeding through the hallways. My physical humor is just on point today. I don't know. I mean, you tell me. I think I'm pretty hilarious. This is quoted by William Shakespeare. I do know who that is, believe it or not. And though she be but little, she is fierce. Wow. I really don't have anything to say about that. I mean, accurate, but I have plenty of leg room in the back seat of cars and on airplanes. Ah, yes! See, people always talk about how they hate, like, if you sit in the back of a car. I don't sit in the back seat very often, but if you sit in the back seat of a car and the person who's sitting in front of you has their seat all the way pushed back, because maybe they're tall, that this person in the back seat doesn't have a lot of room. But I'm short, so, you know, you don't gotta give me a lot of room. I don't need a lot of leg room. Just a little. Just enough for a 5 foot tall person. That's about it. This is quoted by Alana Ubach. I don't know who that is either. I probably said it wrong too. My favorite part of my appearance is my height. I'm 5'1" and I feel feminine being small. Well, you still beat me because I'm only 5 foot. I save money on socks because I fit children's sizes. No, I don't save money on socks because somehow I'm short but I have clown feet. What am I talking about? My socks aren't small. Talk to my mom. I have clown feet. This is quoted by Nate Robinson. Don't know who that is. God bless me with a lot of heart and no height, and I'll take that any day. Okay. And one more. Pro. I have to stand in the front for group photos. See, I actually hate that. I'm not sure that's a pro. I would rather stand in the back, or even just like the second or third row. I don't like standing in the front because I get right out in the open. Now we're moving on to the cons of being short, the bad things, the things that suck about being short, the things that I could come up with hundreds for. So I looked up a few because I couldn't choose which ones I wanted to say in the video. People use me as an armrest. So relatable. You're walking in the hallway with your tall friends, right? Tall friends. Okay, your other friends, because no one is as short as me. I'm walking in the hallway with my other friends, and we're just like, do, and all of a sudden they're just like, oh, my arm hurts, and lay their elbow on my head. No! I'm not an armrest. I'm a human being. People make too many short jokes. Shout out to Danielle. Okay, I have this friend Danielle who just loves to make fun of my height. The funny part is she doesn't do it as much anymore because I always beat her to it because I know she's going to, but you know, it's her. She's my friend who makes too many short jokes, and all my other friends do too, but she's the biggest one. People pointing out the obvious height deficiency. I have a story now that I'm talking about short jokes and height deficiency and people pointing it out, but exactly a year ago, like this past weekend, I went to an amusement park with my parents and my parents' friends who are like my aunt and uncle, so I call them aunt and uncle, and their son, who's my cousin, and he had a friend there who also came, and they're both a little older. But me and my friend, you guys remember Megan? We did the Musical.ly video, the one remaking my Musical.lys. She came with us, and we were all four kids, were walking around the park together. And at one point, my cousin and I were kind of just standing. I think he was talking to me, but we were standing near each other. Is the point. And we had just talked about the night before how he was 6 foot and I was barely 5 foot. And his friend came over, he said, and I quote, "Yo, she's like half your size." Accurate, because I said, you know what, we pointed out the other night, or last night, or figured out last night that he's exactly a foot taller than me. And his friend has the guts to look at us both and say, 2 feet. It doesn't stop there. Do you see how well I remember this story? It's because I've been raging about the moment like ever since, for a year, over a year now. Then he says, are you still in a booster seat because the cutoff is 4'8"? God! Because he's not wrong! 4'8" is not that far off from 5 foot. In fact, I don't even think I was 5 foot yet at that point. I might have still been 4'11 3/4. So it's even closer then than it is to 5 foot. I can't jump very high or reach the top shelf. I've never related more. Literally, this is so true. I mean, there's nothing else to say about that other than the fact that it's so true. Not being able to see around people in class or at concerts. Around, I think they mean over people, but yes, when if I film vlogs or Snapchat videos or anything, or take pictures or anything while I'm at concerts, I hold the camera up like way above my head because the people in front of me I can't see, and then I watch those videos and then I feel like I was actually at the concert. But like otherwise, I'm just watching everything off the screen. I own step stools. I actually don't, but it's just because I climb. T-shirts become dresses. Yes, this is very true. I'm always in the middle back seat. I mean, I don't really get in cars with that many people that someone has to sit in the middle, but if I do, then yeah, I'm usually one of the ones who's the first to go. Doing my laundry basically means crawling into the washer. This one is too accurate because I didn't know if anyone else actually felt like that or if our washer was just significantly taller than everyone else's. Those are the pros and cons of being short. That is all for this week's video. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up and subscribe if you're new. My social media will all be on the end card, and I'll see you next week on Saturday.